On a freezing winter night, a young photographer named Eli ventured deep into the northern mountains. His goal was to capture the rare, breathtaking beauty of the snow-covered landscape, a world painted in whites and deep blues. As he stepped into the woods, the silence felt wrong. It was heavy, unnatural, pressing in on him from all sides. He felt a persistent, unsettling feeling that something was watching him from the dark spaces between the towering pine trees. He raised his camera, trying to shake off the unease, and focused on the path ahead, framed by the skeletal branches. He took his first picture. Lowering the camera, he glanced at the small screen to check the shot. His heart instantly froze. Sir, on the screen, a tall, shadowy figure stood directly behind his own image. A cold sweat prickled his neck as he whipped around. Nothing, just the silent, snow-dusted trees and the empty path. He told himself it was a trick of the light, a glitch in the camera, anything to calm the frantic beating in his chest. He had to keep moving. Get his shots, Andy, get out. He continued his trek, the crunch of his boots the only sound in the vast wilderness. But then, another sound joined his. Footsteps, heavy, deliberate, echoing through the snow from somewhere behind him. He stopped. The footsteps stopped. He started walking again, faster this time. The footsteps matched his patchy, a perfect, terrifying mimicry. He was being followed. Panic began to set in. He couldn't see anything, but he could hear it, feel its presence getting closer with every step. His hands trembling, he spun around and blindly snapped another photo into the darkness between the trees. He stared at the camera screen, his breath catching in his throat. This time, it wasn't just a shadow. Staring back at him from the digital image was a creature. It was tall, impossibly thin, with long, spindly limbs that seemed to blend with the branches. Its face was a pale mask of horror, with two hollow, black voids where its eyes should have been. And it was looking directly at him. Pure terror took over. Eli ran. He didn't look back, didn't dare to. He just ran, branches whipping at his face, his lungs burning from the icy air. Up ahead, through the swirling snow, he saw a structure. A small, abandoned wooden cabin. It was his only hope for shelter. He burst through the dilapidated door and slammed it shut, leaning against it, gasping for air. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light filtering through a grimy window, he saw the walls. They were covered in scorched, black handprints, as if people had clawed at the wood while being burned. And then he saw the message, scratched deep into a wooden beam. It says, "It never stops." Before he could process the chilling warning, a voice rasped from the darkest corner of the room. "You shouldn't have come here." Eli spun around to see an old man huddled in the shadows, his face a raw map of wrinkles and fear. "You've been seen by the guardian of the snow," the old man whispered, his voice trembling. "It hunts those who lose their way in this forest. Once it sees you, it never lets you go." Eli opened his mouth to ask who he was, what he meant, but the words died on his lips. The old man's form began to waver, his body slowly dissolving into a swirling mist, like smoke caught in a drift. Within seconds, he was gone, leaving Eli utterly alone in the haunted cabin, with the scratching sounds now starting on the outside of the door. Before Eli could even process what was happening, loud, heavy footsteps began circling the small cabin. Crunch, crunch, crunch in the snow, getting faster and heavier with each step. Suddenly, the wooden door exploded inward, splintering into pieces. Standing in the doorway was the same shadow creature from before. Its eyes were hollow, glowing pits of light, and its body, made of a strange, dark mist, drifted silently into the room, moving straight toward him. Pure terror took over. Eli didn't hesitate. He launched himself through the cabin window, shattering the glass and landing hard in the deep snow outside. Scrambling to his feet, he sprinted into the dark forest, not daring to look back. 3 branches whipped at his face and clothes, but he barely felt them. All he could feel was the chilling presence of the creature, silently closing the distance behind him. He could almost feel its cold breath on his neck. Then, through the dense trees, he saw a faint, warm glow. Car headlights. It was his only hope, his only chance at survival. With a surge of adrenaline, He pushed himself to run faster, his heart pounding like a drum against his ribs, the freezing air slicing into his lungs. He was getting closer, the lights growing brighter, promising safety. But just moments before he could break through the tree line, Andy reached the rope. The footsteps behind him stopped. Abruptly, in a natural, dead silence fell over the forest, heavy and suffocating. Eli finally slowed, gasping for breath. Andy cautiously turned around. The creature was gone. Serwas nothing, sir. Just the silent, snow-covered trees and an empty path. But then he looked down at the snow. His eyes widened in horror. There weren't just one set of footprints leading from the cabin. There were two. His own. Deep and frantic from his desperate run. And another set. Perfectly aligned right beside his. As if some invisible being had been walking with him the entire time, step for silent step. Later, after he was rescued, Eli developed the photos from his camera. The very last picture made his blood run cold. It showed him inside the cabin, just before the attack. Andy standing right behind him, so close its misty form was almost touching his neck, was the dark, shadowy figure. It had been so long before he ever noticed. Even now, years later, Eli is never truly alone. On cold winter nights, he hears them soft, deliberate footsteps just outside his home. They get closer whenever the temperature drops, a slow, patient sound in the quiet dark. It seems the guardian of the snow has never stopped following him. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more chills.